All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. Now, as you know, we're just going to go with the same structure like we're always doing, right? So this week's news is, as you can see here, all week. Today we've got 4:45 coming up, and then we've got a setup at 4:25. Now, if you take a look at your Monday hours, okay, take a look at your Monday hours because I just made just a slight adjustment, and that's from 4:25 to 4:55, and we've got 5:20 to 6 o'clock, but that could be a follow-up move. All right, so what does that mean? It means that we get a level at 4:25 to 5:20, right? That's like going to be a zone for us, okay? And then from there on, I'm expecting some, sudden moves can happen, okay? If that does happen, that's going to come in from 5:25 to 6 o'clock onwards, right? I've got 5:55 there. No, 5:20 to 6 o'clock, that's right. So I've just made a slight amendment on the Monday New York morning session, okay? Other than that, it's all good. So just check it out in the members area. Now then, once that happens, all right, the market should flow through, should start to move, and if it does, it should keep going until 9:30, and possibly can still keep going towards closing, okay? But the market shouldn't change once it finds direction until 9:30, okay? And that's that. So make a mental note of the news. Why we're looking at the news, because if there is a news and I've got a trading hour around the news, I can use the news as some kind of a trigger, okay, to say, okay, so there's going to be a move today. I'm not really going to make any use of the news. I don't care what comes up in the news, but the hours are important, because according to those hours we can make a setup, right? So that's why the hours of the news are important, because we can just say, oh, I've got a trading hour there as well, okay? So let's take a look forward. Now with gold, as you know, like I said ages ago as well, we're going up with this. We're all good to go up with this. This is the monthly. The trend is going up, so pullbacks for us are logically going up. On the weekly, as you can see, we have a breakout going upwards from the previous week as well, so the market's just going up. Now this 76 is 3072, okay, that line there, 76, right, 3072. So that 3072 is down here, so I'm going to mark that in, because the market, this is the weekly PST level, so 3072 here is obviously going to be a zone for us, and this will stop sweep. There we go, 3072, just slightly higher there. All right, and this can come here, it'll stop sweep Asia, and if you'd like to go back up again here, it's okay because of that weekly PST level there. Now remember, got a blue line there as well, that's an LCL1, that's 3064. So 3064 is also on the cards, which is down here. All right, now whether it's down here, okay, 3064, whether it's here or here, this zone, the weekly pivot is also important, because this is where the breakout happened. So for us, why doesn't it matter if we can have a dozen lines here, it doesn't really matter. Why? Because we're matching it to hours, right? So a few good levels for us is enough to kind of say, okay, time meets price, I want to go up anyway, the bias is to the upside, let's go. Okay, now one thing to look out for though, if we find ourselves up here in the New York hours, okay, the market may pull back then. So if we're up in the New York morning session, okay, don't buy highs. We do not buy highs, all right? Don't buy expensive. Let the market sizzle down. If it sizzles down, you can go long. If it doesn't sizzle down and it's up here somewhere, don't, because they might be wanting to push it down later on. Okay, so just trade at the right time, at the right hour. If you're going to buy, low price at the right time. If you're going to sell, high price at the right time. However, selling is a bit dangerous, so keep your position size low if you're going to go and sell and trade against the trend. Okay, so, and it's not a swing day, so be mindful. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now today, euro dollar does have a swing day, so let's take a look at Monday. All right, this is a swing day. Now remember, last week we had like a few days, one after the other, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I did say, guys, on a Thursday, I think we can turn around. Why? Because we had a flow week, and Thursday we were at 1.0745, which was a PST level, and the market kind of like worked up nice and easy, right? 0745 here, and then the market went up. So all you had to do on Friday was just basically follow that through, because now we've got Monday swing day. What does that mean? It means that we can possibly push up to a target and follow that through. Let's see if there is anything in front of us. Now this zone is a sell zone, remember, and we still have a bit of room to push up too, so it's a bit tricky. But you see they've just been stop sweeping and not closing above here. If you want to sell from here today on Monday, you can. You just need to do it at the right time if the market is up somewhere. Where's an up level we can go to? 67, 1.0960, 1.0960 is all the way up there. That is going to be a bit off, but we'll keep it in mind. 1.0960. So I'm going to put that in because that's a PST level, okay? And in any case, that's going to be the case. That's one thing. Today, if I put the hours for today, what do I have up here? I don't have anything in these hours, do I? Let's see what that is. That's 4:30. Do I have a 4:30? I've got a 4:55, which is there, and I've got 5:15, which is that one there. So this is actually a sell zone right at the top. You see how I'm marking it in? These videos are actually very helpful. The market sold off on Friday right here. Market comes up again, and trading hours are between 4:55 and 5:15. So the market pulls all the way back in here, and this is where you need to sell again with a tight stop loss. Now, if you did that, this is a good case study. If you did that, then you would have already covered the trade, and you'd be cooking. All right, and that's it. Until 8:15, this should not change because this price is illogical. 8:15 is going to be down here, so you can follow that through until 8:15 to even afterwards. All right, because the price is just not logical. If you know how to read the sky, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, and that's your 8:15 there. So we want to know when the price is logical or illogical for the market. Okay, so that's that. So if you've traded that, you're good. You're okay to do that, and so on. And last week, remember, this was exactly a trading hour market going up. So new week, new lines. So with the euro dollar, selling the highs is not a bad idea. I think it's okay because the market did that once, twice. Now we have a neckline breakage, pull up for a good buy, kiss, okay, and then selling off, I'd say should be okay. On the weekly, that is going to be like too far out. Without a retracement, it's a little tricky, but if it does retrace 53, keep it on your records, 1.0709. 1.0709. Why? Because the weekly PST, if it gets there, obviously we're interested. especially on a swing day and a swing hour. 1.0709. Let's push this up a little bit. 1.07. Let's just say 0710 to round it off for the sake of argument. Okay, so that could be a target all the way into the next swing day. All right, but this I like. Selling up the highs is okay in my opinion. If it does so, a retracement in London or New York, and you want to sell it off, do it. Okay, that sell-off can also be at, that retracement can come in at between 215 and 245. Okay, so 215 to 245, that could be it as well. If it does a retracement, you're good to do that too. All right, and then if you do sell off, okay, obviously cover the trades. Okay, you can cover your trades, and if the market breaks below that, you see this is what the daily, it's got potential to come down. Okay, because we've got gaps here, as you can see. This will want to be filled in, so if it breaks that, be careful. Now this PST 51 0756, 0757, let's say, round it up, 0757 is there. All right, so the market does have room to kind of like come down for the day and the week. Now if it breaks the daily, obviously I'm not talking about a stop sweep here, but I'm talking about a push down, and we close below this, then obviously that weekly can be a target on retracements. Okay, I'm just going to put that into 0757, and that's fine. Now let's take a look at SP500. It's a new week. Let's check it out. Now this is nice to see. Okay, so we're all good on the daily as well. Remember last week, swing day, and I said you could sell these highs here. This was a good setup if you took the coaching. You understand, it's just we're not doing anything crazy. Impulse, I did say we can have an A, B, C up coming into 37.5, which should be the case. Okay, since that's the impulse, 37.5, just shy off. That's your manipulation bar. It's a swing day and the market fell down, so no dramas there. Do we have room to come down? We do. If the market goes back up again, we can sell off. We've got a swing day, we've got two swing days we need to keep in mind. All right, so if the market does pull up a little bit, you need to look into this zone there, and I'm just gonna highlight that, and that's going to be 5667. Still has a little bit of room to push down here, so that's 35490. If you've sold, okay, 5490 could still be your target if you got a position open. Not that, you know, we keep positions open over the week, but over the weekend, but that's your prerogative. If you want, you can keep it, you know. Just because I don't doesn't mean you shouldn't have to. With gold, for example, you know, depending on where you got in, obviously you could do that, keep it open for a longer period of time. 5,490 is going to be around here. Okay, so the market does still have a little bit of room to kind of go up, and that's all fine. Okay, and then we should close gap and then sell off again, which is classic. So we'll be doing that on a swing day if the market comes back again, and then you could play it in that direction. Okay, I'm just going to push this down a little bit more. Okay, so you know the market is kind of like going to continue, and that's fine for us. So we should get back into pretty much into this zone here or down here. All right, if you go back here, I don't think this is going to end until the end of summer. So until the end of summer we should be going down. As you know, I've put levels down here before. Sometimes people say it's crazy, it won't go back that far, but you'll see, and then you see my green bar there as well. You know, we've got room to come down. Okay, we have. I know that might be like too far out. Okay, but you know, the market will come back down a little bit more. Okay, so we've got room, I think, till the end of summer to still come down. All right, so I think you can keep selling on swing days if we're highs to push down. Okay, if you match time and hour and your technical analysis the way we've learned it, it's just fine. Today, like I said, that daily gap fill, not this one, this daily gap fill up here, 5 6 6 7 5 6 6 7 5 6 6 7 is up here. All right, so if the market also comes back up into this zone, you want to sell off. You can on a swing day. Okay, that's going to be your zone. Slight gap there. When the time price meet, you can do that. Should you buy to go up? Because it's Monday, and Nasdaq has a Monday, Dow Jones has a Monday for a swing day. Okay, so should we be, you know, should we be taking a swing? Well, it's possible. If the market comes down here as well on the daily, okay, if you want to use Dow Jones and Nasdaq, and then, you know, like bounce off this level and say, you know, I want to do an intraday buy to go up, then, you know, I won't say no to it. Just match price and time first. Okay, don't do anything crazy. Match price and time. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. Dow Jones has got a Monday swing day. Okay, so a Monday swing day. Nasdaq has a Monday swing day. And let's see where we're at with those. Okay, so here we are. All right, this is it. So let me just open this. Let me just get rid of all these lines. Let me just put it into my 1 hour simple, so we just have a nice simple chart here. Okay, so let's get to the end here. All right, so this is where we're at, right? Now, because today's a swing day here, going up a day or two, it's not a bad idea until the next one, okay? And that's fine to do so. Let's take a look at the weekly. On the weekly, we're pretty much on a PST here. That's an HCL one, so 41,305. You see that red thin line? It's sitting right on it. 41,305. 41,320, 305 was right there, and that's your opening. Okay, so this is okay. Now, if the market goes up, okay, pulls back into a trading hour, and you want to follow it, you can, because you can take that into there, okay, into the daily or even into the weekly. There's gap closure there, so where you want to really sell this is going to be on this bar, okay, just like with the SP500 with a setup stop sweep on that level gap there. Okay, so if it does pop up there, just be mindful, it could be a stop sweep or whatever, but you do want to sell. Okay, so that's how it is. Now, if we also think of this like an impulse, this is where it's all coming from. So that level 37.5 is nice and easy, just at the weekly there, so that's good. Okay, and that's how you can do it. The blue line 42,157. Okay, but this is like pretty much it. Okay, so going up again, then we should be looking to sell again. Do we have room to come down? We do. It could go up because it's the daily, right? So we could go up and then sell into there. But because this is the daily, this value will change every day. So obviously be careful with that. Okay. But this is classic, like I said, A, B, C. It's the same setup I said for NASDAQ. Sell zone, swing day, boom. Okay. So you should all be in the money. So if it pulls back into a swing day, you want to sell again, and today's a swing day, you want to buy the low to go up for an intraday trade or to the next swing day or whatever, with caution obviously, because you're against a big fall. You can. Okay, and that's it. And you want to do that during the New York session? Yes, you can. Okay. Yeah, so be mindful. The market can also, like for example, it can go up, and in New York we can find a low as well, and then that low can be the swing day where the market will go up on a Tuesday, okay, which will match your SP 500 as well. So be smart, and don't rush into it. Really, check it out and then match hours and your pricing. Okay, don't buy high, buy low at the right time. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. I guess it's going to be the same kind of setup for us. NASDAQ Monday swing day. This has got an even 3-day, so we'll check it out and let's see how that's going to pan out for us. Okay, so let's also get rid of all the previous week's stuff. Let's do an hourly chart. Simple. We'll just get the relevant stuff up for us. Alright, so let's take a look. So once again, a nice beautiful fall, nothing to worry about, and that's it. Now Monday, wow, it's a big fall, nice and easy. Alright, so obviously standing in front of it trying to be a buyer is like not easy psychologically, but it's a swing day, and if you want to do it, you should only do it at a PST level. Let's check out the weekly. Do I have a weekly? Oh, it's a weekly breakout as well. This is going to go down, and pretty much look, the levels we talked about last week. See, closing gaps, selling off, just exactly going according to our technical analysis with the swing days and stuff. So, and the monthly, we've got a breakout. Beautiful. So this is coming, looks like we're coming all the way downtown. So this is the monthly. So until the end of, I don't know, summer, I guess, for the northern hemisphere, that is, all the way coming into here and then going up might be the better option for us. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get rid of that. So we will target this zone. Okay. Why? Because you can see the 43 target is there, and that's 16,000, and then we've got 39, 15,000. So 16,700, 16,400, 15,700, 14,900. Okay, those are all targets. Okay, and then last and foremost at 36 level, 14,844. You see, this is all falling in here. All right. So targeting this zone is not a bad idea, despite the fact that we've got room to come into there. This is a price level. It's not a PST level. PST is already broken. Okay. So what to do? Now, if you're day trading, okay, and you want to go long, it's tricky. Okay. It doesn't mean you can't, but it is tricky. If it goes up into a swing day and you bounce off a PST daily, you sell. Okay, so today's a swing day, Monday. If the market goes up into 38, 19,391, 19,391 is going to be your daily right there. Okay, so this is your zone here. So this is a place where you can sell, okay, if the market comes up. If you say, listen, it's a swing day, I want to buy a low, 30, 18,656. 18656 is going to be down there. Okay, other than that, I wouldn't stand in front of it, obviously. Okay, so we're either going to be buyers down here or sellers up there. Okay, other than that, don't play around with it. If you have an intraday setup according to your technical analysis at the trading hours, and you're feeling okay with it because it's your system, your style of trading. Obviously, I don't say no. I'm always doing the videos according to my PST pricing and timing, and that's all. But if you're using any kind of technical analysis which works for you and you want to time it and trade it, that's fair enough. Okay, that's your call. Let's take a look at, so let's, on NASDAQ, let's just summarize one more time. If we go up, we're sellers. If it comes down only into there, we can think about buying, but this is broken down. The market is in panic mode. Okay, so don't do anything crazy. Even if you're buying, just make sure do it with stop losses and so on. And if you're gonna sell, don't sell cheap. Let the market go up. If it goes up, sell. If it doesn't go up, just leave it alone, because you're just going to get yourself into trouble. Like I said, we're in a downwards motion and we're going to be going downtown. So this is Bitcoin. Let me also just sort this out. Okay, get rid of all the vertical lines from last week's timing and all that jazz. Now remember, I said Sunday was a swing day as well. So on Bitcoin, what did we have last week? Let me just double check. Bitcoin, yeah, we had last week. Did I do that? Just bear with me 1 second. Alright, so we had Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, right? Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. So Tuesday market was high. We came all the way into Friday. Let's take a look. Friday there, okay. And then we had Sunday. So Friday, market didn't do any buying. It just kept going down into Saturday, okay. And Sunday was still in the same zone, so nothing really happened. The market just kept pushing down, obviously, okay. And this is today, so you can see this is also what I drew. Bitcoin, okay, swing day, market going down. Let's just narrow this down a little bit. Now this is broken. This has got room to go down. This has room to go down. 77,440, okay, 77,440. So you can mark that in. We've got room to come down. On the monthly, 56,74,503. All right, so we've got room to come down, none to worry about. And like I said, the market should, if they're going to follow the stock market as well, it should also sizzle down. We should be back in this kind of zone. There is a bit of a gap here as well, so it's not a one that I've marked those levels in, that level in, and so on. I'm going to get rid of this because too many lines I don't like, okay. So I'm going to get rid of that channel, okay. I'm going to keep the goodbye kiss level. So I'm just going to draw the goodbye kiss zone there, okay. That goodbye kiss was already done here, okay, you can see, but we could dip further down into here, which is what I'm expecting, and I talked about that expectation before, okay. So the market should just sizzle down. On the daily also, you can see it's the same stuff that we're doing all the time. Swing days, sell off, okay. If you match it to your technical analysis and you get the highs, those swing days will be relevant for you, okay. Somebody asked on YouTube before. So as you can see, nice and easy, and then this is your Sunday. Sunday was a swing day. Okay, and as you can see, Friday, Sunday, and that's it. Yeah, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, nice and easy down. Sunday, market stalls, and Bitcoin, we don't have a swing day, so I'm just expecting any pull up, you can follow the trend. Okay, so with Bitcoin, doesn't matter what time frame you're using. Okay, see on the 4-hour chart as well, it's nice and easy, nothing really to talk about. If it goes up, just push down. You can see this is a runner. You get a lot of runners on Bitcoin because it's rapid movement, so it's it's just a runner. What'll happen, okay, is it'll run down, but sooner or later it'll break out. It'll come to a level where they'll sell again above that line. Okay, you can do that in any time frame you like, but obviously when you're going to do something like that, don't do it on a 5-minute chart, obviously. Okay, and so this is how it is. If the market does pull back, there are no gaps here. Just understand, there are no gaps. The market is all clean from Sunday, from Saturday. The only sour place that could be is up here, where there's a gap, and I'll put that in there, and then we could do this and so on. All right, and there as well. These aren't really big stuff. The market doesn't really have to fill them because the trend is like strong down. Okay, so if we pull up, you want to sell, like I said, you could do that. All right, hope that helps. Let me just double check if there are any prices there on the daily for a PST zone. LCL1, HCL1, sorry, the red line. If we go into 84300, you can. The good buy kiss on this zone is already done, but if it does another good buy kiss, you can. You want to sell at the right day, hour, then a close gap at 85,611 is okay. So if we kind of like go up, it's a swing day, it's a swing hour, you want to nail it down, that's your zone. You could do that and not a problem. As you can see, all these things, if you match it to your technical analysis, remember, this is the stuff we've learned in coaching. It's like all done. Breakdown, good buy kiss. Remember I said sell zone, sell, just sell. Okay, and your initial targets are down here, 77, 75 zone here, but we should like eventually wave down lower. All right, hope that helps. Have a good week already.